As we get ready to drop, the first rider, Antoine Onair, got himself a spot in the qualifications, was riding phenomenally earlier this afternoon. Let's see if he can get it going. First rider out of the gate. Beautiful cork 720 to a nice 360 tail whip on the step up. So check out the first half of this course. Look at that beautiful 720, perfect execution off the big straight jump. You guys are familiar with this course. It's one that comes back every time, the Swatch Rocket Air. It is a course that doesn't change too much, but always changes locations. This year, 3,000 years in the future. The Flying Metal crew has taken us to a new galaxy. We're ready to embark on something that we have yet to see. The riding is off the hook, let me tell you, through the qualifications and through the semi-finals. I haven't seen the riding like this in years. I say it time and time again, but it just seems that the riders are having so much fun and they're comfortable on the course. They know what to expect. Let's see as Antoine comes down with a beautiful 720. You have to spin over 7 on that one into an opposite 270 alley-oop style on that hip. Coming back with a banger opposite cork 7 and a downside tail whip. Solid first run for the Frenchman.
Awesome. Well done, human.
I agree, robot friends. Well done, Antoine. Check out a couple highlight looks at what's happening out there on the course. See, it's a very tough section to get everything perfectly clean, but the riders are really going to have to push for perfection in these runs, but not just perfection getting a couple tricks down, but they're going to have to perfect combinations on every obstacle if they want to get anywhere close to podium position. Gonna have to wait and see what the judges are coming up here. You see right there, Hank, Cleworth, BB, Alex Dropsy at the top. Slopestyle and freestyle BMX judges in the world are out here judging. Look, it's 75.0. That's the first score of the day, and a mighty one that is for the young Antoine Onair. See, a man that we don't see in too many contests, but he's making a name for himself last year on the FMB World Series. Coming from Roermond, Netherlands, Luke Quadflick with a beautiful backflip bar spin to tail whip. Oh, and a 360 double bar, almost hitting the eject button, but holding back on as you saw he was able to land that one. Check out this nice 360, backflip bar spin to tail whip, catches it, was coming up into the step up, 360 double bar spin, almost hit the eject button, held back on, good he did, so he did not wash his whole entire run there. He had a crash in his second run of qualifications just a couple hours ago, so he said it was really lucky that he had that safety run from his first so that he was able to move through into the finals, where he is right now amongst the top 20 slopestyle riders in the world. Coming out to the Swatch Rocket Air, it isn't just an event about the contest. This is about the audience. It's rooted in the DNA of the city here in Thun, Switzerland. You really notice it as everyone comes out to the former Icerink. Oh, look at that. Luke Quadflick going for broke there.
I am watching you in the second run.
You see there, he was going for a cork 720, but with an unlook back, an unturn down in the first rotation. Looks like he may have injured his shoulder a bit there, possibly popped it out. Luke Quadflick going to have to go with an 18.3 score. All the way from Sweden, you see the young face out here time and time again. He's been one, I believe he's been here for at least 7 years. Ola Flint dropping in for his first run in 2018. Yes, backflip double tail whip. Oh, unfortunately not holding on to the rotation enough to roll away from that one. Ola Flint going down easy, sliding out like a baseball player, but he'll have to step it up and get back at it for run number 2. He landed that in his qualification runs. An amazing part of his run that he was able to get that off in qualifications, might I add. Some just incredible skill dropping down there. It was actually, you know, something that he had to do in order to get into finals. You see, he's the 3rd rider to drop, which means he just was in a comfortable position to get past a couple athletes to make it in qualification, but was nowhere near the top with tricks like that backflip double tail whip. This gives you an idea of what to expect as we get closer and closer to the top qualified athletes from today. Rider from Great Britain, Mr. Tom Cardy. Really been a humble spirit on the mountain bike slopestyle scene. Beautiful 360 off that step down into a backflip tail whip and a huge front flip up. Look at how close his front wheel was to that ceiling beam. As we can take a replay look at that, that's going to be something to notice for all the athletes if they're able to do a front flip up that. Let's take a little break and leave it to the cliffhangers. Back to our dimension, we're going to have our next rider in the gate from Czech Republic. Dropping in, Lucas. Oh, pardon me, of course. Pardon me, of course, Tom Cardy finishing off the second half of his run.
So cool. Makes them great.
Our future spirits giving a little insight on their own opinion of how Tom did in his run. Beautiful 360 tail up over that hip jump. Have to go a little bit past 360, of course. Tom's going to wait down there for his score. Quickly coming in with a 65.7. There you see it. Going to be sitting in 2nd place, respectively, right now. Going to have to wait it out and see how that's going to do. You guys are watching at home. Of course, this is a gold stop on the FMB World Tour, and we are in Switzerland, the home country of Lucas Huppert, who is going to be dropping next, of course, all the way from Zurich. The local boy in the stadium is live. 360 bar spin, backflip tail whip, and a 360 downside whip up the step up. Beautiful riding from the Swiss young gun. You see an amazing response from the audience out here in the stadium as he dropped in The one Swiss rider competing in the contest out there today for finals earned himself a spot with the best of the best. Lukas Huppert getting ready to go on his second pass as he comes into the Swatch flat drop. See what he has, if he can hold it. Make a clean first run. 360 on the step down. Beautiful cork 720, perfect execution on that one. Alley-oop 270, high on the wall. The judges are going to be liking that one. 360 triple bar spin on the spine and landing a perfect flare. Great execution on all of those tricks. The crowd is elated for Lukas. See.
You just made everyone so proud. Switzerland, give it up for Lukas Huppert.
Now you see Lukas Huppert rewarded with an 80.3, sitting in first place. He is so excited with that one, did not expect it, but he definitely deserved it. Amazing tricks and combinations all the way through, a very clean run. It's going to be a tough one to beat for the following riders come down. But a man who is able to do that and has done it time again, living currently at none other than living legend in the mountain bike world, Brandon Semenuk's yard. This is Paul Genovese from Kelowna, BC. Tail whip on the first step down. Huge, perfect Superman sea crab backflip. One of the best executions of that trick I have yet to see. Check out how beautiful that execution was as he extended and clicked his legs back, snapping back from the seat perfectly into his pedals and handlebar. Nice tail whip up top of the step up. Young Canadian rider with a nice flats, fast plant 360 into a double tail whip. Backflip, 1 foot can, I believe that was, on the spine jump and into a nice 540, finishing it off for Paul Genovese.
Let's dance, people.
Like they're doing some Weight Watchers up there in the year 3000 as watching down on Paul's run. Beautifully executed double tail whip right there. Oh, that was no foot can backflip, amping up the difficulty tenfold on that trick. Paul is anticipating his score to pop up. The crowd out here in Thun is always an amazing one to see. They pack into the stadium here year and year again. No matter what the weather conditions are. It's been a beautiful one though, however this week in Thun, where they've been cooperating for once in the last 3 years, let's say. Some amazing audience out there. Paul has come all the way from Canada just for this event, fighting the jet lag. Some of the other European riders do not have that ability, actually. It's much of a difficult game. Third place, 73.0 for Paul. Gonna have to clean up a few tricks and add some more if he wants to stay up top on that podium. Lucas Hooper, though, that's the man of the hour with an 80.3 sitting on top there. Who can rival that? I think Sam Pilgrim might have some tricks in his sleeve if he is able to hold together. Doesn't need an introduction. Riding for Swatch. Beautiful backflip. Tuck no-hander. Switched it up into a backflip double tail whip. Massive front flip. His front wheel almost hit that beam. It's within a hair's length. Check out that beautiful backflip double tail whip. It's a huge run. Look at this as he gets the front flip. Front wheel almost hitting that beam. Check it out. Oh, it's so close. On the hairs of his chinny chin chin, they'd say. Pilgrim waiting to go back down, come across the other side. There was a massive boost from his previous runs. Sam usually starting off with a backflip table on that first drop. Nice flat drop backflip into a cork 720 and a huge tail whip. See what he has in the last leg of the run. 360 tail whip, perfectly landed. Yes! And a backflip table. Pilgrim on fire here. Drove out in his motorhome with Tom, I believe, from the United Kingdom. Has been sleeping in the parking lot.
Come on, second. You're the man.
And I think so. Check out that 720. Beautiful tricks coming from the young British man. And there you have it, a new leader, Sam Pilgrim, on top with an 85.7, taking away that hot seat from Swiss young gun Lucas Hupert. Someone who impressed us all. This is one of his first mountain bike contests coming from the BMX world. His brother has been doing it in the mountain bike scene for years, but this is Davon Gonzaga. I want to give a big shout out. Wow, look at that twister! You thought Nikolai Rogakin was the only one doing a cork 900. You thought wrong. Check it out. It's a 720 with one extra 360-degree rotation in on there. Yes, cash roll. Beautiful 360 double bar spin right there. Solid first run for Davon Gonzaga. He was going to come out with Simon, his younger brother, but they actually both had a birthday party they should have been attending. Thankfully, Simon actually stayed home. I'm going to give a big congratulations to his daughter's first birthday, and I believe is today, so congratulations out there, boy. I hope you and the family are doing well, and I'll see you at the next one. Meanwhile, your brother is holding it down for the family name out here, the Swatch Rocket Air. Doing justice on a mountain bike. He said he loves riding jumps that are just huge, and there are no BMX courses that provide such jumps like this. He's having so much fun out there on the mountain bike. We'd love to have to see him. Judges out there doing the math, making ends meet to see where Dave is going to end up on the podium. And it is the podium in 83.0. David Gonzaga goes into a comfortable second place right behind Sam Pilgrim. Let's go up top to our next rider, someone we've seen modest spot of being out here for the Rocket Air year and year again. This is Elanco from Sweden. He's very comfortable on the course, and you saw that within his first run out in qualifications. Let's see how he does for his first run in finals. 360 bar spin. Beautiful cork 720. Nice opposite tail whip as well on the step up. Waiting for Elanco to drop back in over the Swatch Rocket. Yes, and beautiful execution on that 360 double bar spin and that nice 540. Elanco gets a solid first run off. He is pumped with that one.
Yeah, so cool. Mixing noisy tunes.
I concur. Check out that. This is, yes, 360 triple bars with some huge tricks. Going to be waiting for his score to come in here. Well, what we are looking at right now is Sam Pilgrim still sitting on top with an 85.7, followed by David Gonzaga with an 83 even, and Lucas Huppert, Swiss young gun, in third place with an 80.3. Elanco is definitely looking to break into the 80s right now with his run. He had some very high scoring tricks and very well execution on most of these. It's going to be all up to the judges to see where he equals out. Was his amplitude there? Was his precision there? What's the difficulty there? Usually when the judges are taking a bit of time, it means that they have a bit of debating to do. They have to make sure that nobody gets scored unfairly. In third place at 81.7, Alex Elanco, happy with that score. There you have Matt Jones. This was your first place qualifier from the United Kingdom. Doing it for Red Bull, Foxtail, a bunch of others. This is Matt Jones with a nice dump 360 bar spin coming around that step up. Check it out, getting a nice safety run out, I believe, on this one. Backflip, do a 360, do a 360 bar spin. He wants to make sure that he has something safe before he goes for broke on run number 2. Smart way to play it as you have a long list of other riders, 10 more to be precise, following Jones. Look at that, 720 for Matt Jones to a nice 540 or flare right there. Flat spin 360 and finishing it off. Beautiful flare on the Opal quarters. As I said before, 10 more riders to come. Watch a bit of highlights from Matt, and I'm going to list who is up next. We have Paul Covert, Jakob Benzel, Samer Pages, Lucas Knopf, Eric Fedko, Torquato Testa, Thomas Chenot, Diego Cabrazasi, Thomas Lemoine, another, Nikolai Rogatkin. The top 10 athletes in the FMB World Series who are out here today. They were pre-qualified. Jones isn't going to be enough for podium contention, but enough for 8th place so far with a 15.7. Let's see what he has up next for his second run. In the meantime, we are going to be moving back up course. Take a look at the scoreboard right there. Sam Pilgrim in first place. Davon Gonzaga in second. Alex Elanco in third place, followed by Lucas Hubert, the Swiss young gun from Zurich. Antoine Onair from France. Paul Genovese. Tom Cardy, Matt Jones, Luc Quadflick, Ola Flint, Paul Covert.
I wake up every day is a daydream. Everything in
Wait,
my life
actually, according to what I just said, of course, Paul is not on the board yet. He's up top. Gate waiting. Had a bit of crashes previously today, but he's up there doing good. Had a very solid qualification run. Of course, if you see it this high. Yes! Oh, going down really hard there on that cork 720. That is not what you like to see. He's upset. I know the hands to the full phase part means he is upset with this one. Something could have happened actually on that, but Paul Covert is the first rider from our pre-qualified athletes, the top 10. Check it out. Just went a little off axis on that, I believe, opposite cork 720. Really went down hard on that landing. Hopefully Paul is all right and able to make it back up for run number 2. Of course, from the Czech Republic, you may not recognize him with that haircut. He's skinhead movements. Jakob Wenzel, 360 tuck no-hander into a 720.
I'm looking for Molly. I've been searching
360 tail whip on the step up. Looking perfect execution from all of these tricks. Had tons of time on that 720 to slow down his rotation and follow through into the 360 downside tail up as he comes up the step up. Safe, but very difficult first section of his run.
She makes me want to dance.
He's done very well here in the past. There's his front coming to the Rocket Air.
Please help me find Molly.
Yes, flat drop backflip out of the gate there into a cash roll on the hip jump. That's a new one I haven't seen from Jakob on the hip. Coming out into the spine, 360 double bar spin and into the opal quarter pipe. Nice topside tail whip, very smooth run. Some high difficulty tricks like that cash roll on the hip. Gonna have to wait and see where Jakob posts up.
To Rocket Air in the last 9 years?
I would say about 6 times.
6 times, cool. Dude, all right. Since when have you been playing with cash rolls, man?
About 3 weeks, I would say.
3 weeks, already bringing it to a contest. Perfect run, Wenzel. We are so stoked on you. Thank you so much.
You have it, only 3 weeks doing cash rolls so far. Already doing it on that hip jump. Definitely brings an added difficulty to that trick. Judges tallying up everything right now to see where Jakob is going to link up. And some very big tricks out there. Not quite big enough for the podium, but a great spot. An 81.3 in 4th place. That means currently right now, our top 5 are all in the 80s. Sam Pilgrim, Davon Gonzaga, Alex Elanco, and Jakob Wenzel. Followed by Lucas Hubert. Look at that boy. Haven't seen him all year. It's because I've been a little bit exited from the mountain bike world, but coming back to it, Simon Pages dropping in for his first run at the Rocket Air. And a nice tail whip. Opposite, I believe, on that first drop. And an opposite 360 bar spin on the step up. Really trying to up the ante there. Beautifully executed 360 tail up. That is not a small jump. That's a motocross size freestyle booter. Simon Pages dropping in there, 360 bar spin on the flat drop, and a 360 downside whip on the right hand hip, opposite 270 right there, and coming back into the spine feature. Nice backflip tail whip And into a tail whip, finishing it off on the opal quarter pipe. Solid run, tons of diversity within his tricks, has switch movements as well as regulars. It's going to be a tough one for the judges to put that all together. For his scores to come in out here in Thun. Looks like the people from the future really dig around the world. They've been floating there for years, I think. Now they finally get our music. In Euroland at least. Good enough for 6th place. Low one, unfortunately, from the judges there, 78.3. Possibly, yeah. Not too sure how to rate it sometimes. Hey, Lucas Knopf, this is German's top-rated mountain bike freestyle athlete right now. And you will see why in a second. Lucas Knopf, drop it in. 360 bar spin. Front flip tuck. And the tail whip. I know he has more in his bag. He's definitely waiting to save it. Good safety run out of the way. And then a heavy one comes second round. Nasty DJs. Doing it for Current Medical Center. Lucas Knopf dropping back in for his second part of his run here. 360 bar spin on the flat drop. 720 over the hip jump. Coming up strong with the tail whip. And into the spine. What does he have? Oh, cork 720. How? Oh, he is upset with that one. Complete hang up on that. Pulled way too hard, I'm assuming. Oh, super unfortunate.
Wait, I will save the situation and do a robo dance.
Take a replay. It was all going perfect after this 720. And coming up so short, unfortunately. Sprocket case in the spine right there. Oh, huge upset. It's like run number two, hold it for me. I got something up my sleeve. Do not worry, guys. Another German though, Fedko. Sitting up top and see if he can deliver. Yes, 360 bar spin to tail whip. He's going strong out of the gate. An opposite 360 dumped up into that step up feature. Beautiful amplitude right there on the hip. Yes, solid execution from the young German athlete. Beautiful tricks out there, going for the tabletop after that 360 tail whip. Beautiful backflip, double bar spin there. Check out the 540 bar spin. Great execution on all these tricks. The music does sound better with you. Judges are waiting to see how we are going to score the young German up here. Getting the crowd as well on their feet in anticipation. It's only run number one, and we've seen some of the top tricks currently happening in two-wheeled action sports. Eric Fedko doing a 71.7, not going to be good enough for the top spots. Beautiful score nonetheless, did his best out there. Sam Pilgrim currently though sitting high on top with an 85.7. Great Britain boy, he's doing it. Davon Gonzaga, not a name that you usually see in a mountain bike contest, possibly BMX, of course, one of the top athletes out there, but Davon Gonzaga in second place and Alex Elanco in a respectable third place right there. We look all the way down to the bottom, Paul Couder, who crossed on that 720, unfortunately. Hopefully he is good and ready to go for run number two. And Ola Flint as well down there on the bottom. Start off with 20. Down right now to Quattro Testa. Means there's 6 riders left, all the way from Italy, which isn't that far considering we're in Switzerland. Hope you guys are watching us all the way back in North America, making sure you know what's happening on the Freeride World Tour. Backflip, 1 foot X up. Cork 720 and a 360 bar spin. Check out the replays on this one. You had to watch it. Perfect Cork 720. Look at the second angle as he dips totally, completely straight on that landing. Very well executed as well. 360 bar spin up top. Might be a little safe, but after a trick like that Cork 7, and see as he's trying to get the crowd amped up on their feet, Quattro Testa dropping in for, yes, a beautiful flat drop into a nice cash roll, and oh no, going down. Really unfortunate for Quattro right there. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I ain't watching you in the second run.
You see, this is a hip jump, so he did have to rotate a little bit more. Looks like he was focusing more on getting that extra spin to the right than actually coming around completely on that flip rotation. Cash roll is a very difficult trick to figure out, however. Contesta only doing 28.3. Unfortunately, this is what happens if you have one crash in your run. Everything is wiped. Oh man, the man from Belgium. We call him part of the French connection. It's with those boys so often. Thomas Ginn dropping in at the Rocket Air. 360 X up into a 360 bar spin to downside whip. And then a 360 downside tail whip. Two opposites in that. That was the regular spin with a 360 bar spin to, topside whip. And then he went again opposite 360 to downside tail whip. And speaking opposite, you know that of course I mean it is the wrong way. But if you guys are not too familiar with the trick names that I'm calling out, when I say opposite, it means that he's going his unorthodox way of spinning. It's much like writing with your left hand if you are right hand dominant. Ginn does this so fluently, nobody can very well tell which is his proper way. Look at him drop in with that nice 360, tuck no-hander. Oh, and coming up short. Uncharacteristic for Ginn on the 720 there. Still popping a double tail whip. And coming into the spine of the 360 downside whip, or a decade, some might say, and a 540 bar spin, solid stomping that one. He's not going to be super happy that he had that hang up on the hip jump, getting it nonetheless. And who was that 360 tuck no-hander? Maybe landed a little bit off and didn't quite get the pump. There was the decade on the spine. The 540 bar spin, finishing it off on the open quarter pipe. Ginn, of course, has been on the mountain bike top competitive scene for many years since he won Red Bull Joyride in Whistler, Canada. Doing it for a whack load of sponsors out there. The only rider from Belgium we have on the Freeride World Series. Doing it for Red Bull. The judges compiling and discussing where he should end up. These are the top judges in freeride two-wheeled discipline sports right now. They're touring around the world for the whole FMB World Series, for all the top action sports events that are held in BMX and mountain bike. That's why they're out here for the gold stop of the FMB World Series, Swatch Rocket Air in Thun, Switzerland. It's 2018, or maybe the year 3000. We're trying to judge these tricks. Some of them seem out of this world today. Yes, in the second place, 84.3. There's a few points he knows he can clean up, but a solid score to stay up top there for the Belgian. And the second Italian part, Diego Cavarzazzi. Is he able to deliver back and represent that flag well? Diego has really stepped up his game for competitions in the last 2 years. Backflip tabletop, front flip, double bar spin, not even one but two And an opposite, or pardon me, a regular 360 truck driver. Look at that front flip, double bar spin. That trick was unfathomable 2 years ago, and now he's doing it on the second jump of a packed slopestyle course. Waiting for the second half of Diego Cavarazzi's run right here. Jumping in, 360 X up. Cash roll X up. Oh no, going down as well in the same place as the fellow Italian, Torquato Testa. Looked like he hit his shoulder pretty hard there. Might get a little winded, getting some help from Matt Jones. Diego Cavarazzi going really hard down on that cash roll X up.
Wait! I will save the situation and do a robo-dex.
Medics check him over a little bit there. Of course, bienvenido on a happy face to see out here, or at any contest, might I say. Beautiful, soft pink canyon bike he has right there. Thomas Lemois. Lemois dropping in some, yet again, flashy skin-tight jeans, 360 bar spin. Backflip double tailwhip, I believe that was. And a 180 bar spin, that's what's going to get the points with the judges. Diversity on that step up. And a rider who is able to go fakie. Beautiful execution. Check out how far he gets away from the bike on that backflip double tailwhip, as well known as the helicopter in the BMX world. 180 bar spin. Clean consistency. But the only rider out there today landing fakie on that step up, and I know the judges are going to like that one. Lemois, fast plan 360 off the flat drop, as well doing it. No! The third rider attempting cash roll and crashing on that hip. Just a little under rotated and couldn't hold on. And he's on his feet. Lemois. Huge upset from actually all three of those riders who are having amazing runs coming into that hip jump. Those are some of the top slopestyle athletes on the planet. But speaking of top athletes, the #1 American dominating force out there, it's none other than Nikolai Rogakin, dropping in to the Icerink here in Thun. Double tail whip. Almost going over on that one, still getting enough speed somehow for the front flip, and a cash roll on the step up. A cash roll up the step up. I've never seen anyone do a trick that difficult on such a small jump out here in Thun. I've been doing this event for at least 7 years, I think. Competing in it as well before that. Probably been here the whole time. I've never seen someone do a cash roll on that step up. Big ups to Nikolai Rogakin. Fast plan 360. Triple tail whip. Nikolai Rogakin is on fire. 360 tail whip. What does he have in the last part? Cork 720. And coming up to the last quarter pipe. 540 for Nikolai Rogakin. It's a near perfect run. Wow. Talk about coming out with vengeance.
So cool. Make some noise, humans.
Nikolai Rogakin just delivered out here for the Swiss audience. Look at that. The biggest trick we've seen for sure off that hip jump. Triple tail whip followed by a cork 720. He had a cash roll on the step up. Tons of spinning rotations. Double tail whip on the step down. Triple tail whip. Man, if he is not first, I don't know how else to judge.
I got to put on a show for all these crazy fans, and went a little wrong in the first one, but had to keep the run going. Quick thinking, and thankfully made it to the end and got an opportunity for run 2. So yeah, I hope these fans are ready to keep partying for the second round.
All right, so you know what I would do if I were you tonight? I'd go look for that dude that made you do a double tail whip down the step down, and I'm sure he'll buy you a couple beers tonight at the party. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, bro.
All right. Oh my God. Nikolai Rogakin, guys.
Wow, all the way from America. Said he just perfectly did his first run. Doesn't know what to do now for his second run. It might be a victory lap, who knows? We'll have to see as the judges come down here, but there are some heavy swingers coming up in run number 2. I'm gonna tell you that. Nikolai Rogakin, no, in 4th place with an 82.3. Wow, I'm shocked and I'll be eating my words on that. Sam Pilgrim still staying in 1st place there with an 85.7. Thomas Chenot with an 84.3. David Godziak with an 83 even, then followed by Nikolai Rogakin with that phenomenal run and an 82.3. All the way down there, Simon Pages, Antoine Onair, Paul Genovese in 10th place. Eric Fedko, Tom Cardy, Matt Jones, Lucas Knopf in 14th. 15th, Thomas Lemont, Diego Cavassassi, Torquato Testa, Luc Quadflick, Paul Couder, and Ola Flint. Following and finishing off our 20 athletes. As you can see out there, the nice pictures of the amazing castle here in Thun Village. We are going to be taking a bit of a pause. So remember, you guys, we have like a halftime out here in the village. So we'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned and stay online. Make sure you guys keep following us. We're going to be back momentarily. Suspense is there, and we have a contest on our way. Run number 2's coming your way.
It's time to grab a beer.
Let's go, humans.
Drink it real good! Nej! Hoppas är det! Yes! Psykopater!
Flying Metal Headquarters, da ist Andi Halter. Was haben wir wollen? Eine Show? Aha, das ist richtig bei uns, genau, Bike-Show. Tipptopp, machen wir eine Show. Lauft er einfach weg?
So good, never felt better. Actually, I want to send hi to Swiss Weather.
The young riders, they don't get to hang out in the VIP or anything like that, you know. They have to work. Yeah, come on, hurry up. It's not going to dry itself. Chop, chop.
Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on, Thun!
DJ Eden.
Are we ready?
Here we go.
mag ich nicht mehr blöd tun.
Ich auch nicht.
Hallo.
Hello, my name is Ramon Hansiker. Last year, I had the honor to be invited to compete at the Red Bull Rampage as the first Swiss athlete. The terrain is very challenging and extremely steep. To ride one of the scariest and most prestigious contests in mountain biking was a dream come true. Back home, I started to see things differently. Somehow, the well-worn bike trails weren't satisfying anymore. The feeling dawned on me there has to be more. After all, we got it right outside our doorstep. Tall mountains and all sorts of types of terrain. All we had to do is look for them. Even though this meant leaving the comfort of bike parks, I want to ride the Alps and unleash the true potential that's so close to home. From a few scouting trips, we knew this one location, a huge canyon shaped by rock avalanches. Here we had to face what we already expected. The Alps are rather rocky terrain. The beginning section was steep as hell. After the drop-in, I knew using my brakes would no longer be an option. Originally, I planned to go along the terrain, but at the end, it didn't really turn out as planned. But see for yourself. Nevertheless, the search continued. Giving up was never an option. And what's the conclusion of Ride the Alps? We knew it wouldn't be easy, and scouting for good location was far more time consuming than expected. Especially finding spots for big jumps and drops was tough. And eventually winter and its snow put an end to our search. Despite everything, one thing is certain: we only scratched the surface of the full potential that lies beneath these mountains. The beauty of the landscape never failed to be breathtaking, and a few spots were among the best I've ever ridden.
Everything is perfect, everything just fine. We keep everything open, but the sun is shine. Everything is perfect, everything just fine. We keep everything open, but the sun is shine. Everything is perfect, everything just fine. We keep everything open, but the sun is shine. Everything is perfect, everything just fine. We keep everything open, but the sun is shine. Oh my God, it's A, the product of New York City nights. Even when you criticize and you caught up in all the pretty lights. Getting high, my city is like a crime, man. It's my environment. I won't harp on it like a violin. Analog back in the house like the Santa Claus. Posted up like a fan on the block. Hand of God, word is born. Right now is the best moment you ever known. You gotta make it your own. Let's take it home, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on a break out here in between run ones and twos. That's right. First runs are already down and in the books. The 2018 Swatch Rocket Air 3000. See up there, that is our top panel of FMB judges. It's an FMB gold stop of the tour. We have the top 20 athletes in the mountain bike slopestyle scene competing here in the Icerink of Thun. They're getting ready, warming up right now, getting the muscles going. The crowd is flooding back in. You guys are just joining us. Almost getting ready to start second runs. After run number one, we saw some amazing riding go down, but some of the top athletes not able to put it together. Just went and had a word with a few of them. You see there, it's going to be reverse seating order. So after the first event, after the first run, pardon me, we have then in first Sam Pilgrim from Great Britain with an 85.7, followed by Thomas Jeanot, Davon Gonzaga. You are not mistaken, that is the brother of Simon Gonzaga. in third place. Nikolai Rogakin, who I thought had an amazing run, but actually I went and had some words with him, some things I couldn't quite see on screen. He did slip a pedal, so that is why he's actually down there in fourth place, respectively. Our judges watching closely. Alex Elanco in fifth. Jakob Wenzel in sixth place. Lucas Hupert, the Swiss young gun, with an 80.3 in seventh place there. Simon Pages in eighth place. Antoine Onair in ninth. Paul Genovese in 10th. Eric Fedko, Tom Cardi, Matt Jones, Lucas Knopf, Thomas Lemoy, Diego Cavarzassi, Torquato Testa, Luke Quadflick, Paul Couder, and Ola Flint. Ola Flint then is going to be the first rider to drop.
Vehicles in self-align.
Ground gas closehouses started.
Falcon Heavy gas loads are complete.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
M1D fuel bleed complete.
ASTS is ready for launch. T-minus 20, still counting at this time. T-minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We have ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit. We have liftoff. We have liftoff.
Welcome to Swatch Rocket Air 3000.
Applaus hier bitte nochmal für unsere Dramas, the Cliffhangers. Alright, so, also, wie gewünscht von den Fahrern, haben sie jetzt hier eine kleine Pause bekommen. Jetzt sind sie schwerst motiviert und ich hoffe, dass wir zusammen hier jetzt diesen zweiten und letzten Final-Run machen können. Tut, wie schaut's aus? Wie ist die Stimmung? Los geht's!
Thorsten, our on-site MC, getting the Thun audience on their feet out there. Ola Flint in the gate currently. Like I said, it's going to be a reverse seating order, so we're going to be starting with the Swedish young gun, Ola Flint, who had a crash in his first run. He's going to have to put it all on the line. Out here, you see he's trying to get these tricks lined up. See, drops in the massive step down ramp here. 360 bar spin out of the gate. Popping into a backflip, double whip, or I believe that was just a single whip. And let's just take a look back here. Oh no, that was a double tail whip. Pardon me, it was just so perfectly executed. I thought it was a single for a second. Coming up into the step up, an opposite 360. So he gets a very nice first pull in half of the course as he climbs up the ladder. Takes a couple breaths before he drops back in. Public know out here, this is where all the cards are placed on the table. Ola Flint is currently sitting with a very low score of an 11.3. Let's see how he goes in the second part of his run. 360 bar spin on the flat drop into the hip jump. 360 tail with the bar spin, great execution. A topside tail whip on that hip. Backflip double bar spin. Ola Flint coming into the opal quarter pipe and stomps a tail whip and cleans up the second run like he wanted. Take a look at some slow motion from what just went down. Combinations times 3 on that hip jump with the 360 tail whip to bar spin. That's perfect. And a flawless run coming back from that heavy crash in run number 1 for Ola. We have to wait for the scores to come in from the judges. See where he's going to reveal. Right now, on top is Sam Pilgrim with an 85.7. That's a score to beat on the top spot. Ola is definitely going to improve from his first run score. Waiting for the scores to come in here. It's a Swatch Rocket Air 3000. Thun, Switzerland. Thanks for tuning in all around the world. Ryan Meyer, your host out here. Guys are tuning in. We had an amazing first run. The top 20 slopestyle athletes in mountain biking. Scores are coming in right now for Ola Flint. Top panel of judges for this FMB Gold Stop. And up to 10th place with a 74.0. A great improvement for the young Swedish rider. But directly back up to the top to none other than Paul Couder, who had a hard time as well, crashing very heavily on a cork 720 on the big jump. He's sitting way down there now in 20th position. 360 ball spin. Cork 720. And that opposite tail whip. Paul stomps it. Not just a regular 720, but an opposite 720. Really looking for the points there from the judges. Held it around. This is where he did not get it in run number 1. Stomped that one, and as well into an opposite tail whip, kicking it the wrong way around, making it look easy out there. Paul has to be happy with that, but still holding his composure and saving all the strength as he pushes up the ramp to the very top of the tower. We're talking 8 meters high right now. They're standing for the first drop coming into the back section. Means it's the flat drop feature right over our DJs. I can see he's going for some big combination tricks there as he gets everything lined up in his head. It's like a gymnastics routine. This is not off the top of their head. This is planned. Opposite 360 off the flat drop. 360 double tail whip. Holds on to it. Goes into 270. A little bit squirrely in the flat bottom section there. But getting it. Oh no! Paul going down on the 720 over the spine. Almost to the very end. Huge upset for the French rider. He knew he had it in him. Oh, it's so difficult.
This is not your best performance, human number 30,049.
You see there a little tag. It's where it all goes wrong down there on the spine. Did not probably have the correct speed coming off of that hip jump. As he almost lost it on the 360 double tail up on the first right-hand hip. Got the 720, but not the highest he probably wanted on the wall. Sacrificing some speed, still went for the 720, which is a very hard pull. Unfortunately, came up short, ending his run before the last feature. Paul is going to have to deal with the 39. Stuck in 15th place, an improvement from the bottom. And a great effort. So the Thun crowd gives him a standing applause there. Up to the top for the Dutch athlete from Roermond, far south in Limburg. Luc Quadvlieg coming out. Let's see what he has. Run number 2 for Luc Quadvlieg. 360 transferring very far over. Yes! Oh, no. Sliding out on the backflip, bar spin to tail whip. Just missing it in the last instant. Almost had that. Huge upset. He was so close to coming around, a little unrotated and short to get to the pedals. He knows he's not really going to improve with his scores there. Unfortunately, Luc getting a nice applause from the audience out here in Thun. They do so well for us at the Rocket Air. Year and year again, they come out in swarms. It's part of the culture out here in Thun, Switzerland. Castle Mountain Village, located very close to the capital of Bern, Switzerland. Luc is going to have to sit with his first run score, but it's not good enough for anything better than the bottom right now. Big upset, but keep your eyes on this young Dutch gun. Man, we're not too used to seeing on the bottom here. From Italy. Make some noise at home. Get live and loud. Torquato Testa in the house. Backflip, 1 foot X up into a backflip combination with the tail up. Not entirely sure. I mixed the camera angle on that. We'll have to see in the replay. There's a backflip, 1 foot X up and into the flat jump here. Oh, it was a backflip no-foot can to tail up a huge combination trick and high difficulty. Torquato's on top of the Swatch box, ready to drop in for the second half of his run. It all went wrong after this on the hip. Backflip. Yes, gets that corked out 720. Beautiful tuck no-hander. Showing a bit of diversity in the tricks there. Solid laid out 360 double bar spin. Very smooth rotation. And finishes off strong with that flare.
Well done, human. Impressive.
Impressive, I might add. Look at that flat drop backflip. Something that we thought was nearly impossible only a couple years ago. Done now in solid contest runs. Torquato Testa really testing the limits out here as he had a hard crash on that hip jump in his first run. Makes it all count. Put it right down to the very last second here. Torquato was sitting with a 28.3. He's definitely going to be bumping up that score. Let's see if he's getting into the 80s and if he can rival the 85.7 of Sam Pilgrim. Space Invaders are having fun out there. Haven't heard music like this ever from the year 3000. Flying Metal Crew has done an amazing job out here on the course. Year and year again, they come with a new theme. It's a rider-built event, organized by riders, might I add, as well. And for the riders, it's something that all the athletes love to come out to. Make sure you guys are able to put this one on your agenda if you want to come see an amazing spectacle of mountain bike free ride talent. This is where you got to make it stop. The Swatch Rocket Air, one event out here in Switzerland. Justice on the World Tour. Judges right now to put their scores in place. NASA has kindly lent us their top music engineers. $79.3, good enough for 8th place. Not good enough for Torquato. Diego Cavarzassi, fellow countryman up top as well, not someone we're used to seeing on the bottom here. CP Gag represents Diego Cavarzassi as well. Had a crash on a cash roll on the first right hand hip. Let's see what he can do. The judges are going to score him a little better than Torquato. Backflip, front flip, and a solid bar spin, keeping it safe and easy. Diego chilling actually on this run. Putting on a little show, getting through it.
Let's dance, people.
Get a couple highlights here, of course. It's just having a fun session out of the trails with the boys. It's an enjoyable event for all the athletes to come out here. They have a team battle, which we got through yesterday. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch the highlights. Go on the Swatch Rocket Air YouTube channel. Wow, Diego Cabezasi really showing the testament to the sport of mountain bike slopestyle out here. Hit his head really hard, I believe, in his first run. And he's shook enough that he does not have proper vision, so just went through a safety run there. I was kind of wondering why he was not pushing so much. So our thoughts are out there with the Italians. Hope that they're doing fine down there. Thomas Lemois, though, next up in the gate as well, a rider who crashed on the same hip feature as the previous two athletes. See if he is able to put it together. He's only sitting with a 31.7, a rider who we are used to seeing on top of the podium. Thomas Lemois dropping in. 360 double bar spin, I believe that was, into a backflip, double tail whip, and going down. Oh, upset for Lemois, and he is upset as well from that in Marseille. Well, his homies watching at home. Too bad. Such a difficult trick to get done here. And missing the pedals. It was a little bit strange on the rotation. Really pushing the limits out there, however. Have to give a big applause for all our competitors coming out here, risking their lives for the entertainment of all of us in the sport of mountain bike slopestyle. Thomas Lemois, he's going to obviously hold his first run score, 31.7. He was able to make it a few jumps further down the course. Go back up to the top to the man I call Germany's best hope for slopestyle. Lukas Knopf is on top of many podiums in the 2017 season. Trying to get on top of this one out here in Thun. Lukas Knopf dropping in for run number 2 for the Rocket Air. Oh, 360 bar spin, front flip, double tail whip. Had a little bit of a bobble there on that rotation. You saw his body posture thrown upright. Messed up the tricks here. I know he wanted to have a combination there, but I'm hoping still that he's able to pull some big tricks out of his pocket on the second half of this contest course. Lucas gathering his composure before he drops into the flat drop. 360 bar spin into the hip jump. 720, perfect rotation. Tail whip on the last hip and coming into the spine here. 360 tail whip. A little unrotated, but still getting it, and I believe an opposite flare right there. Head shook with a bit of disappointment, as he knows there was a bit more he could have gotten out of his bag of tricks.
Well done.
Well done nonetheless, Lucas. Always amazing to see you out here in contest form. Check out the 720 though. Such perfect rotation on that jump that we've seen so many of the top athletes having difficulty with in their own runs.
Top of your head.
I think it's my 4th or even 5th time. I don't even remember. But every year it's so sick to come out here again because you guys are amazing. I mean the crowd, all of you.
Lucas, you switched up your run a little bit. You went safe, which is the smartest thing you could have done after messing up that insane cork on the spine, which is obviously, like, seems to be a new thing. Cork 720ing spines. What's going on with you, man? You stoked on your run?
Not really, to be honest. I wanted to do the cork 7 again. I did it in practice. And mid-run, I thought about doing a 3-whip to bar over the spine, which is like my signature move. But obviously, the spine is super steep, so I came up back heavy. Yeah.
Lucas, I'm sure we're still going to see a good score for you. Insane riding. Thank you so much for the show you put up, dude.
Such a humble, amazing athlete, professional in all realms of life. Thank you, Lucas, for the words and sharing some of an athlete's insight. What's happening in their minds as they're going down the course here. It's such a mental game as well as a physical strength, trying to stay up to speed on all aspects. Keep your composure is the #1 goal, though. As you get through the runs here, it's so difficult to stay on top form. I mean, this is the highest caliber of bike riding that you are going to see in the world, and to stay on top for such a long course, it really plays into the mind of the riders. Like he was mentioning, the spine is a very steep jump. Some of the riders in the past you have seen having difficulties with that out there today. You have to keep your speed. This is a flat course. There is no elevation, so you are not able to just mess up and still gain speed again. Lucas improving his score, though, however, to a 69.3. It's good enough for 14th place. Moving up to our first place qualifier from today's qualification event. Sitting with a 50.7, he had a safety run. Great Britain's Matt Jones. Dropping in with a backflip tuck no-hander. Going for a big decade on that huge long straight jump. And a 360 bar spin. Precise on the landing up there. Look at that decade, properly done. It's where the bike stays stationary and the athlete spins around with the bars in the front fork and wheel to do a 360. So Matt jumps back on top of the Swatch launch box. Ready to drop in. Flat draw backflip from Matt Jones. 720 tuck no-hander on the hip. We have not seen that yet today. Hopefully getting enough speed for the spine. Yes, dump 360 tuck no-hander. And a beautiful flare from Matt Jones. Really held it together throughout the rest of this run. That was what he was looking for. The second half was on fire.
Let's dance, people.
Check this out. Backflip on the flat drop. 720 tuck no-hander. Great extension as well. Matt Jones is known for those flat spin 360 tuck no-handers like you see here on the spine jump. Added an extra rotation there on the hip. Perfect execution right to the end. I love to see a rider excited like that at the end of his run. That's what you like to see more than anything. You do this for yourself out there. A lot of the times we know it is a judged event. It is based on pure individual judgment. Not all the time can you get on top. Even if you do have the best run, still it is a subjective sport. If it's the best run to you, that's what counts. And you can see it on Matt Jones' face. He is ecstatic with that run that he did. Matt Jones in first place with an 88.7. That's what it takes to rival Sam Pilgrim. We have two Britons on top right now. I didn't want to jinx the score, but he did it. Matt Jones now sitting on top of the box. Sam Pilgrim in second place, and Belgium Thomas Janone in third place. Another Brit rounding off the pack. Tom, let's see what you have. 360 1-foot can off the step down. Diversity in that one. Backflip, tail whip, and a beautiful front flip for the first half. Great extension on that 1-foot can. Perfectly executed as well on that flip whip. And a nice front flip. Front flip is very difficult to actually do on the step-up feature. As you might not notice, but that beam coming from the ceiling is very close to the rider's front tire. I've seen every single year an athlete hit that with his front wheel, minus this year. So hopefully you do not see it. Knock on wood, folks, if you're watching. Knock on that stool. Right now it's about Matt Jones, who is with that 88.7, sitting on top place. Gonna have to see if Tom is able to rival it. I was an opposite 360 into a cork 720 on the hip jump. Tail whip. 360 tail whip. And a flare finishing off for Tom Cardy. That is definitely going to be an improvement from his first run 65.7 score. Tom Cardy as well, feeding off his fellow countrymen's amazing performance, and as well stomping a breakthrough performance out here in run number 2. With all the pressure on their shoulders, they're able to deliver in front of the crowd here in Switzerland. Tom waiting for his scores come in as the judges are having a tough one up there on top of the box. Delegating, seeing where the athletes are going to line up. Tom, 15th place with a 70.3, an improvement from his first run score, but not enough to rival Matt Jones with an 88.7. That is the score to beat. It's the hot seat out here. Second runs are halfway through the pack. We're getting ready for our second German rider of heat number 2, Icerink Fedko. Icerink dropping in with that 360. Nice 360 bar spin and tail whip. Perfect execution as well, and a 360 downside whip. Floating up into the hip. Pardon me, into the step up. Check the replay on that 360 bar spin to tail whip. Great execution, textbook. And then that 360 downside whip as you see his foot kick the frame around. .360 bar spin, also known as a truck driver, into a 360 double tail whip. Holding on, getting a 270 tabletop, pedaling hard into the spine, backflip double bar spin, and getting the last 540. Erik Fedko doing it for the crowd in Switzerland.
Very good number, 3,345.
Not an improvement from his first run score, unfortunately. Erik Fedko, the bobble there in the back section. So there are our current standings. Matt Jones, an 88.7. That is a score to beat, folks. Sam Pilgrim in second place. Thomas Janone, David Godziak, Nikolai Rogakin in fifth. Alex Elanco, Jakob Fensel, followed by Lucas Hubert, Torquato Testa, Simon Pages, Antoine Onair, Ola Flint. And moving into our last page here with the Canadian Paul Genovese, Erik Fedko, Tom Cardy, Lucas Knopf, Diego Cavarzasi, Paul Couder, Thomas Lemois, and Luc Quadflick rounding up the top 20. Have our top-ranked first-run athletes yet to drop. The one coming up is from Canada, currently sitting in 13th place. It's a hard contest out here. Paul Genovese from BC, Canada. Been working on some amazing different tricks in the off season, some stuff I've not seen him doing or anyone else perfecting so well on a mountain bike. Saw it in the first run. Let's see if he can do it again out here. Run number 2. Waiting for the green light to drop. Paul's been training hard, moved in the backyard, well, moved into the house as well with Brandon Semenuk on the Sunshine Coast of British Columbia, Canada. Currently fighting jet lag out here in Thun. There's that tail whip on the step down into that perfect backflip Superman Seacraft. One of the best extensions I've ever seen on that trick. A nice tail whip coming up top of the step up. Look at the extension on this one as he clicks his feet back, snaps it beautifully. An opposite tail whip up top of the step up there. Fast plant 360 on the flat drop into a triple tail whip. Oh no. Oh, that's an upset disappointment for Paul. He was really going for it there. Noticed that Nikolai Rogakin scored some high points doing his triple tail whip on that hip. He knew he had it in his bag of tricks, but it's a very difficult, finicky jump to get linked up properly. Cannot mess up and still make it in through the next corner. Finishing off, unfortunately, that's not going to be a good enough improvement with that, not quite a crash, but the world of mountain bike, I guess we do say that is a, it's a run ender right there. Triple tail whip to a ride out. Some beautiful riding from the young Canadian athlete. Gonna stick with the first run score there. Said at the start of the show, we're gonna be looking for perfection. That's really what the judges have noted. We need perfection to stay on top of the spot. Antoine Onair from France. The young wild card. Ooh, little messed up on that 360. You saw his posture. His body got far ahead of him. Just spun a little too fast or a little too quick off the lip there. It's a tough one because he knows he's not going to be improving his score from the first run. Most likely, unless he has some of the biggest tricks we've ever seen coming out here. So he's just going to put on a bit of a show for the crowd. Get some of the kids cheering. Oh, the amplitude on that cork 720 was out of this world. To the moon on that one. Thought we were in the year 3000. Yes, and a big standing ovation.
So cool.
For Antoine.
Make some noise, humans.
Take a look at some highlights from his second run here. Look at the cork 720, higher than anyone has even come close to today. That just goes to show what happens when you're able to get a comfortable link up of tricks and perfect speed out of that whippet wall. Antoine Onair has his first run score of 75. He was currently sitting in 11th place. That's what he's going to be holding with. Not good enough to have an improvement as we move through the rankings. Next rider up, another Frenchman, Simon Paget. See what the judges think of this second run, and is he able to deliver? Oh, skipped a pedal or chain. Oh, that's a huge upset. As you saw, he was cranking out of this opposite tail whip. Either slipped a pedal or skipped. Oh, that's a big upset, unfortunately. The young French athlete. Love their metal out here in Switzerland. Giving a little love, showing how loud you can get. Simon Pages, unfortunately, is going to have to hold on to that first run score. He knows.
Oh no! Wait! I will save the situation and do a robo dance.
Simon Paget holding that first run score, of course. Moving up to the top. Let's take a look. The leaderboard currently, Matt Jones, Sam Pilgrim, Thomas Chenot. That's the podium you see right now. Davon Gonzaga in 4th place, yet to drop for his second run, as well as Nikolai Rogakin. And a whackload of other athletes right now. Thun is on their feet for the local boy. Coming from Zurich, Switzerland. Only a 2-hour drive away. Our one Swiss athlete who has made it into the finals out here today. They're on their feet. Yes, backflip, tail whip. Lukas Huppert. Check. Perfect execution on his tricks. Seems to be a man composition. One of the only riders doing a 720 up the step up. It's erupting out here in the stadium of Thun. As Lukas drops in for the run of his life. Cork 720, he lands it. Holds on into the hip with a 270 into the spine. 360 triple bar spin. Does he have enough? And a solid flare. Lukas Huppert, put that one on your list to watch. It's going to be a threat to reckon with. Coming up here on the Freeride Mountain Bike World Series for years to come. The legendary annual Swatch Rocket Air in Thun, Switzerland. Take a replay look at that buttered Cork 720. Had a little bit of difficulty on the landing. Didn't get the amplitude he wanted right there on the hip. Still had time for a 360. Triple bar spin on the spine jump. And laying out the flare, finishing it off with open quarter pipes.
Dude, what a step up to your run before. 720 step up. Truck driver off the flat drop. 2 moves you've never done. Huppy, what's going through your head, buddy?
Danke, Ali. Mega stoked. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God, toen mag het zoveel levendigheid voor die boer.
Huge excitement from the young Swiss athlete there. Currently already sitting with an 80.3. He's our first rider to break the 80s, sitting right now in 8th place. Does he have enough? No, a little improvement but still going to be sitting in 8th position. Jakob Morris from the Czech Republic. A rider who we have year and year again been able to see dominate out here. Gives the nod and the go to Jakob Morris, dropping in for his second run out here. 360 tuck no-hander on the step down. 720 tuck no-hander over rotating, but still holding on for that 360 downside tail. But let's take a look back at that. 360 tuck no-hander. Let's add one more rotation to that spin. Could have done it on the hip. Such fast rotations right there on that 720. Holds his line, however, into the 360 downside tail up on the step up. Stepping up his run, might I add, from the first one, where he is currently sitting with an 81 even in 7th place. Ready to drop in for the last pass here with a flat drop backflip and a cash roll, but unfortunately not getting a good enough rotation. Oh, that's an upset, but he's gonna hike back up top the landing and hopefully just missed the hip there and loses the flow in his run, but still finishing. Maybe get some points with the judges, but not going to be an improvement, I believe, of his 81. Look at that flat drop backflip. Such a difficult trick to do, as well as his cash roll. The cash roll is not on straight jump. He would have landed it perfectly if it was a straight jump, but has a little bit of a right hand hip to it. Didn't quite get that extra rotation, unfortunately. Jakob is gonna have to hold there. Like you see with first run score, it's good enough for 7th place. And then we were back up top for Alex Elanco. Sitting in a respectable 6th place. Only 6.5 points away from the leader. Alex Elanco drops in for his second run. 360 bar spin. Cork 720 the opposite way. And a tail whip to bar spin, stepping up his game on that step-up feature. The only rider out there in today's final doing an opposite Cork 720 on that long jump feature in the middle of our course. Maybe you guys don't notice on your screen, but it's a motocross size kicker and a 4.5 meter tall landing. Alex gets some breath, holds his composure, goes through his run in his head. Dropping into the flat drop here with that opposite 360 into a regular Cork 720. Double tail whip, Alex Elanco. 360 triple bar spin and into the last quarter pipe. Gets that opposite tail whip. Elanco on fire out there.
Awesome. Well done, Peter.
Look at that Cork 720. That's now the regular way. Had all the tricks in there. Stepped it up with a double tail whip right there on the hip jump. 360, 1, 2, 3. 360 triple bar spin on the spine. And finishing it off with an opposite tail whip on the last quarter pipe. Ecstatic, one of the best runs I have seen Alex Elanco come out of the gate banging with. Ola Flint, one of his best friends, teammates, and fellow countrymen out there congratulating him. We're gonna have to wait and see what the judges are gonna award the young Swedish competitor out here in Switzerland. Score to beat right now is currently of Great Britain's Matt Jones sitting on top of the box. After his second run score, he has the hot seat with an 88.7. Elanco currently sitting with an 81.7. Is he able to rival Great Britain? Stepped up his game tremendously in that second run. And great execution all the way through. See, the judges are having a hard time up there. You want to give them all the time they need to make sure that this is a fair judgment coming through. The top judges in two-wheeled sports right now. Out from the FMB Gold Stop. We're live with the Swatch Rocket Air. And the anticipation builds and builds. They want to see the score come in. It was a long wait for Elanco's first score to come in. It's rocking the heads of those judges. Make sure you guys give him a follow on social media. And if you guys as well want to check out any of the content out here at the Rocket Air, make sure you guys tune in to the rocketair.ch. As well, find us on YouTube. Get a YouTube channel for all the highlight clips. Elanco with an 87.0 bumps him into second place. One of the highest positions, and so deserved from the young Swedish rider. One of the highest positions I have seen Elanco get. It's been a long time coming. And a well put together run you see there. Nikolai Rogatkin. Needs no introduction, only been competing a few years out there on the mountain bike circuit, but has dominated. For reasons we don't even need to discuss. Nikolai Rogatkin, run number 2, with a double tail whip out of the gate on the step down. 1, 2, that's the twister. Oh, going down quite hard, hitting his knee. Oh, that's an upset for Nikolai Rogatkin. Going for his infamous signature Cork 1080 trick called the Twister. The only athlete out there doing it. Nikolai Rogatkin's gonna have to sit in 6th place with an 82.3, a tight points battle. As we go through, we have 3 more competitors on the list. You see there, that's the crash from Rogatkin. More disappointment than pain, I believe, on that landing. Next rider in the gate is going to be professional BMX crossover, Davon Gonzaga. Shout out to Simon and the family, and a happy birthday to your daughter. David, doing it for the family name. Yes, that's a Cork 900 right there. We have to take a replay look at that, but I believe 3 rotations. As he has a very unique way, he spins the 720 in a straight fashion and then dumps it around, dropping his shoulder for that 3rd rotation there. Oh! That's a huge upset, missing the bar spin right there. Well, hardly holding on with the rotation. We're gonna have to wait. Ooh. Not bad for one of your first mountain bike contests. He said he just is having so much fun out here. BMX contests do not offer him the jump size that he wants. He's having so much fun on the mountain bike. We love watching him, that's for sure. That was, I believe, a fast plant front flip. Give it up. A big round of applause for Davon Gonzaga. Look at that, the nollie double bar spin into the cash roll bar spin. Wow, yeah, and that was a foot plant or fast plant front flip. Just a showboating family, I might add. Having a lot of fun out there on the bikes. Of course, going to hold that 83 of his first run score. We have 2 riders left right now. And Torsen, our onside MC, is doing a great job at getting the crowd riled up here in Thun. On their feet for the last 2 athletes. 2 of the biggest names ever in mountain bike slopestyle history. The first one made his name at the debut of one of his top professional contests. Came out with a win Had few sponsors to his name before that, but everyone in mountain bike history knew who he was after that event. That was the Red Bull Joyride. The champion came out, Thomas Ginn. Currently in 4th place with an 84.3. Thomas Ginn dropping in. 360 combos galore. And that opposite 360 downside whip. There's that opposite 360 X up off the first jump into a regular 360 bar spin to tail whip, followed by an opposite 360 downside tail whip on the step up feature. Perfect execution on all 3 of those tricks, might I add. A slight repetition that we saw in the first run, but high difficulty. If he wants to improve, we have to see something new come from this second half. Ginn dropping into the flat drop. 360 tuck no hander, holds on. Oh, and slipping up. Just not getting it, Ginn. Putting on a show for the crowd.
This is not the best performance for the number 30,049.
You see there, he landed a bit rear wheel heavy, losing some of his speed. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get a trick like that linked off. You see the foot placement was just not perfect, slipped off and caught onto the rear wheel. As he went down the landing there after that double tail whip. Still smiles, and good spirit from Ginn. And then there was one more athlete to come down the course tonight before we blast off into another dimension. Ginn did his best, but it was not enough. The man who was holding on top until Matt Jones bumped him out. From Great Britain, he needs no introduction. Been competing here for at least 7 years. Won it previously in the past. Sam Pilgrim is on top. Ready to drop in. It's her final competitor. For the 2018 Swatch Rocket Air. Live from Thun, Switzerland. Under the lights here in the hockey arena. Crowd is on their feet, and Sam Pilgrim is in form with that bright open smile up top. Is he able to deliver and improve his already amazing performance? Backflip tuck no hander off the first drop. Backflip double tail whip and a front flip tuck no hander holding on. Check out the extension on all these tricks into the helicopter. Look at that, the backflip double tail whip, perfect execution. Cleans up his foot placement even before he lands. And stomps his front flip tuck no hander. Look at how close his front wheel is to nearly hitting that ceiling beam. Yes, backflip tabletop off the flat drop. Cork 720 cleans it on that hip jump. Tail whip up into the hip feature and coming into the spine. Oh, 360 double tail whip, but hanging up slightly and getting a flare tabletop.
Yeah, come on, Sam. You're the man.
Getting congratulations from all the homies down there. With a few riders to perfect that 720 on the hip jump, but not quite getting the speed he needed on that spine. That is where the judges are going to be able to deduct him. So I'm not too sure where he is going to end up. An amazing run, delivering right through to the very end for the crowd. The last rider of the day, all the pressure on his shoulders, and still delivers such a performance. Our applause goes out to you, Sam Pilgrim. Thanks for the show. And now we are waiting in anticipation. Sam Pilgrim currently sitting in third place with an 85.7. Second place above him is Alex Elanco with an 87 even. And just above that is an 88.7 from as well the United Kingdom's Matt Jones. What is the score going to beat? The second run of Sam Pilgrim. Everyone is on their toes out here in Thun. And it's going to be a third place, holding with his first run score. Respective two Brits on the podium. Matt Jones, you see right there, is going to be your winner out here for the 2018 Swatch Rocket Air 3000. It's been an amazing show. The riders have delivered. The top mountain bike slopestyle athletes in the world came out here to Switzerland and put on a phenomenal performance under the lights. The two British athletes right there down in the finish line corral. Amazing performance from our top 20 riders. Not enough to say. Torsen rounding up our top three podium right here in front of your eyes. Sam Pilgrim in third place. And followed by second place. It's been a long time coming, waiting for his podium position. He's out here doing it year after year, putting in the work, and it paid off this year. Alex Elanco in second place. And for your Swatch Rocket Air 3000 champion, out here in Thun, with an amazing performance in both his runs, but pulling it together, cleaning up the woodwork in his second, delivering the top performance of 88.7. It's Matt Jones! There you have it. Your top three competitors out here for the Rocket Air is 2018. But I don't know how far they will go.
I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate, don't wait too late. No,
sind in diesen Aufbau gegangen. Wird über die nächsten 2 Tage bestimmt nochmal 2000 Arbeitsstunden geben, weil es über 50 Leute sind, die das Ganze abbauen. Können wir den Jungs einen Applaus geben, sonst wäre es hier überhaupt nicht möglich. The Flying Metal Crew! Vielen, vielen Dank. Das haben sie sich verdient. Ich hoffe, euch hat es
Such an
gefallen
amazing
hier.
atmosphere out here in Thun. The stadium on their feet. They're so excited to have the Rocket Air come out here. The Flying Metal Crew does such a phenomenal performance year after year, building this, sculpting this beautiful course. But not only do they get the course done, they have one of the most fun-themed festivals that we have in the sport of mountain biking. Not anywhere else do I go to a contest around the world that has an energy like this. And it carries through from not only the people building the crew, organizing the event, the athletes, but as well the population out here in Thun and the ones who come and support the event in the stadium. If you're not able to make it to any of the previous years, make sure you jot it on your calendar for 2019. It's going to be a big one. Like every year, they deliver out here in Switzerland.
Legacy in Thun. Vielen, vielen Dank.